Hughes getting in. No, offside. Great strike by Hughes. He's venomous with those volleys.
But again, the Pallister header, and this is where I think United will score goals tonight. If you can find Pallister in the end, he was offside, Hughes, just shaded offside, but what a lovely finish.
Getting in quickly, but United keep possession. Webb spraying the long ball forward now, sensing possibly that Sharp might have the measure of Mitchell Thomas.
I think he has got the measure of him, Brian. He's very pacey, Sharp.
Blackmore playing it in. Hughes, was he pushed down? It's going to be a penalty by Vanden Hauwe. That looked a clearer penalty than the one at the other end. And it gives United now the chance of coming back to 1-1. 3 penalties in the last 2 games. Steve Bruce now with a chance of making it 1-1 and succeeds in doing so.
Yeah, he went goalkeepers left again. But they thoroughly deserve to be on level terms, United. They've hit the roadwork twice. They played some very good football. And I think it justifies that being 1-1. A well-taken penalty.
Oh, good play by Paul Stewart. Gascoigne away on the right. Played in quickly by him towards Lineker. And Spurs claiming there was a foul on Lineker as that ball went screeching across that 6-yard area. But the referee wanting none of it, and in fact I think Gascoigne may have protested a little too loudly. There we are again. They claim there was a foul on Lineker, didn't look it to me. And Gascoigne for dissent. We'll get a red card. He must have said something to the referee there that required an instant red card. Paul Gascoigne sent off.
Well, that is amazing, really. Obviously, as you say, must have said something, called the referee something that he thought, well, I'm not having you on the field saying things like that. It must be.
Martin. Webb. Can he open the door? Bruce. Already scored from the penalty spot. Not there towards Hughes. Might come from Leclerc. United have snatched it. With 5 seconds into injury time gone, Leclerc gets a smacker from Paul Ince as the ball fell so invitingly for him. Hughes battling away, and suddenly there it is for Leclerc, and really Torsfield had no chance at all with that. And United now just have to keep their cool for a few more seconds to pick up 3 excellent points here in this First Division game at White Hart Lane.
So, a great improvement in league form and position. 4 wins and 3 draws in a 7-game run, lifting United to 5th in the table. And that unbeaten run led to Alex Ferguson being named Barclays Manager of the Month for December. A good month all round, with the return to action of captain Brian Robson. With Clayton Blackmore such a success at left-back, defender Colin Gibson was allowed to leave for Leicester City in a £120,000 move in late December. Then in January, Viv Anderson was granted a free transfer to Sheffield Wednesday after 3.5 seasons with the club, the departure of a real character. The opening game in the FA Cup saw United lose their way a little after Danny Maddox's equaliser for Queen's Park Rangers before Brian McClare sent them through. Back to the league and a visit from Sunderland.
Manchester United firing on all cylinders from the start. Webb's corner, Pallister's flick, Mark Hughes with the overhead kick. That's one after only 8 minutes. United really taking Sunderland apart, go 2 up after a quarter of an hour. Lee Sharp, still only 19 years old, too fast, too clever for the visitors all afternoon. Brian McClare, the scorer. United wrap it all up before the interval. Welsh international Hughes involved at the beginning and at the end of this move. This season, United have proved that on their day, they're a match for anyone, and this is very much their day. Hughes covers half the pitch to pop up and collect his 13th goal of the season in all competitions. Alex Ferguson's side have now lost just once in their last 18 games. Queen's Park Rangers had lost their last 3 games, so they must have been grateful to striker Mark Falco when he volleyed them ahead against Manchester United. A lot of responsibility on Falco's shoulders, with top scorer Roy Wegerle out for 6 weeks. Into the second half, and Rangers check keeper Jan Stejskal pulled off one of the saves of the season when he dived to his left to turn Mark Hughes' spectacular volley round the post. But it's in defence that Rangers have had their most serious problems. And 7 minutes from the end, they subsided once again when Stejskal went from hero to villain as he palms the ball to the feet of Mike Phelan, who coolly collects his first goal of the season. 1-1, but Rangers still in trouble at the foot of the table.
So 4 more points acquired from the last 2 games. United 5th, 12 points behind new league leaders. Arsenal, the first change in leadership for over 12 months. The 5th round of the Rumbelows League Cup saw United fortunate to get a draw at the Dell before a superb Mark Hughes hat-trick sank the Saints. Southampton had Jimmy Case harshly sent off. United unbeaten now in 19 cup ties. The FA Cup next, and Bolton caused plenty of problems before Hughes' 17th goal of the season put United through to the 5th round. Back to the league and the usual intensity of a Liverpool visit to Old Trafford.
Liverpool still making this early running here as Staunton plays it in again towards Whelan and Hussein, and again United get it away. McMahon, oh my goodness, off the top of the United crossbar. Well, that was a terrific shot by Steve McMahon, who made all the difference in the latter stages of that game against Brighton in the Cup. Well, there it is, catches it Mark Hughes style on the volley and just nicks off the top of the crossbar. And plenty of grey shirts in the back, particularly looking for Bruce and for Pallister. That looked like a handball by Hussein. Penalty given. Well, Hussein, I can't understand that. And the Liverpool players look totally nonplussed. Kenny Dalglish can't believe it either. That was amazing.
Well, sometimes when you jump like that and you miss the ball, your arm automatically flicks up. And that's what I think might have happened. I don't think he's actually gone to hit that, but the way he's jumped and the way he started to fall, his arm sort of hurled up and hit it, although it looked blatant. And he had no choice but to give a penalty.
Steve Bruce, 10 goals this season, 7 of them from the penalty spot. He's got it! United go into the league with 26 minutes gone. Steve Bruce chalks up goal number 11. 8 of them from the spot. Deep one. Oh, great save by Grobbelaar from Robson. Terrific bit of goalkeeping there by Bruce Grobbelaar. But what a header by Robson too.
That's what Brian Robson's great at, attacking the ball in the box. He's fearless, and he just runs through players.
Here's Burrows. 1-0 to Manchester United. Robson. Oh, Barnes, lovely bit of play. Oh, lovely play by Barnes. Now, the little cross to finish it off. It's in there from Speedy. But no doubt who the architect of that was. That was magnificent play by John Barnes. What about that?
It's probably the first time we've seen him really involved in the game, and that was absolutely special. His first bit of footwork that we didn't quite catch, we'll get it here. The little turn there through the back of his own legs, and he just sold about 3 players a dummy. Came through on the outside, a great little cross that Les Seeley couldn't quite reach him.
Just almost got to it, but couldn't quite.
Right.
And there's David Speedy in his first game for Liverpool, scoring the equalising goal.
1-1 then against the defending champions. And on the following weekend, the Rumbelows League Cup semi-final first leg saw 3 goals in 12 minutes, United holding the advantage. The second leg brought United the overall victory, Sharp's injury time winner, taking the Red Devils to Wembley. By then, United had suffered their first cup loss since November 1989 to bogey team Norwich City. Back to the league now and a visit to Sheffield United.
Just 2 days after that Rumbelows Cup triumph, United came down to earth with a resounding thud at Bramall Lane. Sheffield United took the lead 5 minutes into the second half when Brian Dean's superb header beat stand-in goalkeeper Gary Walsh, making his first appearance for more than 3 years. Less than 2 minutes later, the visitors won a penalty. Gary Pallister seemed sure to silence the Blades' biggest crowd of the season, but Chris Wilder handles his goal-bound header. United were without their regular penalty taker Steve Bruce, but Clayton Blackmore has proved an able deputy. Sheffield United may be next to bottom in the First Division, but they'd won their last 3 games, and 18 minutes before time, Bob Booker's flick on finds Carl Bradshaw. It's 4 in a row. The victory clearly meant more in Sheffield than defeat did in Manchester.
It's Hinchcliffe, beaten away, Mike Newell wraps it in. Hinchcliffe delivered it with power, and Newell had time to set himself to steer it in by the foot of the post. So the delivery comes from Nevin. Seeley goes with the fist, doesn't get there, and Watson rams in the second. Manchester United 0, Everton 2, and the scorer of the goal that knocked Liverpool out of the cup last Wednesday is having a very good week indeed. It was a problem from the moment Seeley didn't get the punch in. Sharp was jumping, but it dropped in the end for Dave Watson.
2 defeats then, and the league position suffers as the cup games keep on coming. In Europe, Montpellier came to Old Trafford. A goal in the first minute from Brian McClare set up the tie well for United, but Lee Martin's own goal let the French side back in, and they never looked like losing. Before the second leg, 3 away league games starting at Chelsea.
There was a real 5-goal thriller at Stamford Bridge. Manchester United, after their disappointing performance against Montpellier midweek, took the lead through Mark Hughes, his 18th of the season. It was Chelsea, though, who had the better of the first half, and that dominance was finally rewarded on the stroke of half-time. It was a fine individual effort from their former Scottish international Gordon Jury to make it 1-1. The United defence allowing Jury a clear run at goal, and the striker making the most of their generosity. And 7 minutes after the interval, it was 2-1 to Chelsea. Another solo effort outwitting the United defence. Tony Dorigo, the fullback, finding himself clear out on the left and ending his run with a shot that crept in between Seeley and the near post. That was only Dorigo's second goal of the season. Seeley won't be too happy to see it again. 10 minutes later, it was all square once more. Gary Pallister heading on from the corner and Brian McClare nodding it in from close range. That was his second goal in 4 days. Remember, he'd been on target after 50 seconds against Montpellier. The winner came 5 minutes from the end, and it was Chelsea who got it. Ken Moncal rising above the United defence for his first goal of the season.
Neil Ruddock's robust challenge on Les Seeley gave them the lead after 14 minutes. But in the second half, the Saints' defensive problems were exposed by a far from potent striking force. Paul Ince's goal was his first in the league for United, and it meant Southampton are the only team in the First Division to concede 50 goals this season. United were looking for a convincing performance prior to the second leg of their Cup Winners' Cup tie against Montpellier on Tuesday. They got a great start. Brian Robson's defence-splitting ball finds Clayton Blackmore, and the Welsh international filling in for the injured Brian McClare, coolly slotting it home.